Hi, beautiful souls. This is Makana here, and I'm doing a reading for the full moon. Ooh, I got a little dressed up because you're supposed to for the full moon to honor her overlooked beauty, have a little celebration. And today we're doing a pick a card reading about what is my miracle. So we're talking about miracles because of the conjunction. We have Neptune bringing the element of surprise, but also a very rare conjunction with Pluto in the works and other planets as well. And we're seeing a window that has in the cosmos that has not been open, or a door that hasn't been open since the 1800s. And it was coinciding last time with the abolition and the end of slavery in this country. So it's a very big portal possibility. That was a miracle. That was a beautiful change and opportunity for healing to begin. Obviously, we still have a lot more healing to do. So for this reading, I'm going to be focusing more on individual healing because I feel like a lot of people are talking about larger scope and humanity, and sometimes it's just helpful to know what we on an individual level need to know our part. And the first card I drew is the healer. So this is our role, to be healers, and we do this on an individual level and a collective level. You can see here the snake, a single snake splitting into 3 snakes, a single stone with 3 different iterations. Actually, the top 2 are eyes, if you look carefully. The bottom one is a jewel, and the circle looks very much like a moon. So this is an oracle card from the wild archetypes, and this will give us a little clue into our first miracle. So if you identify with this card, this is going to be your stone. This is the sacred stone of India, the Shiva Lingam, which develops by rolling down a giant river, a sacred river, where it was believed to be the birthplace of Shiva. So you can think of this as a little egg. I actually feel like this looks rather like an egg. The snake is either circling the egg to guard it or possibly to eat it. So we'll see. If that's your reading, you can click on the link below for pile number 1, the healer. Okay. Card number 2. We've been asking, what is our miracle? Card number 2. I'm feeling this one. Okay. Beautiful. This is about opposition. This is about alchemy. So we have here the Aletheia. Aletheia. If you think this is pronounced differently, you can leave that in the comments below. So as above, so below. As below, so above. But here it's not quite the same. It's more like opposite. It's more like almost like a reverse mirror. I've been hearing people talk about different dimensions. This could be a symbol for a different dimension. I'm going to look it up in the book because I haven't drawn this card yet, so I'm not as familiar. There's also a jewel. There's 2 roses. The images of above and below, those are roses. I don't know if you could tell. So the 2 roses are sort of like life and death, beauty and decay, the end and the beginning, the alpha, the omega. This is a big book, so there's a lot of cards to look at here. We're almost there. Okay, here we go. Our soul recognizes the truth. When someone speaks it, a cool wave of relief washes over the room, and all the facts and figures in the world fall by the wayside. Such is the power of Aletheia. It has an undeniable resonance that goes beyond the rational. We can also recognize Aletheia by its contagiousness. We hear someone speak the truth. We see the truth within ourselves and are more likely to tell our own story. The Aletheia card requires us to step toward an act of truth. Okay, so this is kind of like looking at the opposites, maybe like cutting through illusion, being able to see things for what they are, the kind of black and white. Like there's no gray area of absolute truth. And yet I firm believer in gray areas. You can see some grays around the edges. The black and white sort of merge into gray. So finding the truth is being discerning and being able to muddle through the gray to come to the more clear, more like the unveiling or the discernment that comes from an inner knowing. So truth has its own wings, set it free. And it's interesting because I feel like at the very beginning, I mentioned this miracle of abolition. So I feel like that miracle recognized the truth that all humans deserve freedom, all beings on this earth deserve freedom. So all life forms, this is an innate right, and you cannot take it away. So setting free your truth, if this is a miracle that you need and you're ready to call in, this is your card. And I do have a black stone here, but actually I'm feeling like this is the stone for Alethea. This is a beautiful amethyst, and this is about intuition. So it just was like this little stone was just like speaking to me. It was like sitting by my leg, and I could just feel it. Like the intuition is the absolute knowing. And there is a little crystal purple gem, a little amethyst gem on this card. So being able to speak your truth, see your truth, let your truth reign and be free. Oh, and this little card just popped out. Speaking of truth, we have Gnosis. And this is about knowledge. This is about higher knowledge. This is about the elevation of consciousness. So again, I'm going to refer to our little book here. Bear with me. It has some sacred geometry going on, and I do have another little crystal here. Actually, I feel like this is the crystal for Gnosis. And I'll think of the obsidian maybe as more like guiding all of us, all the decks, all the readings. So this is for number 3. If you are drawn to this card and this stone, this is for you. This is Gnosis. So you can click that link below. So I'm going to give a little overview if you are curious to know. You can listen. LXXV. We have Gnosis. The true knowledge is not found in facts and figures, in scholarly books, on library shelves. Rather, Gnosis points to the deep and timeless archetypal wisdom that rises from the felt experience of having touched the unknown with every one of our senses. Those who are drawn to Gnosis find themselves in esoteric studies. So if you're drawn to mysticism, alchemy, healing, or science, it's interesting, we have a lot of healing in this miracle read. Looking toward mystery, so realizing that mystery can lead to a sense of absolute knowing or a sense of fact. The divine mystery schools spoke about an understanding about time and space in a way that we can now demonstrate through quantum physics. So I think that there is an overlap and a sort of coming back, like a revolution of knowing, coming back around to what is true through exploring the mysteries and through trying to distill them down into facts. So trying to get to the root truth, the deepest truth, contemplating the mystery. Maybe you're drawn to mysteries, maybe you're a seeker, maybe you're an intellectualizer, maybe you're very literal. So whatever side of that gnosis you land on, this would be for you. So we have 3 decks, pick yours, and I'll start shuffling, and we'll get to our reading next.